What happens when a helicopter's engine stops working mid-air? Imagine being high in the sky, enjoying a smooth flight when the engine just stops. The helicopter has no wings to slow its fall. Will it just drop straight down? Or does it have a giant parachute to keep passengers safe? This might surprise you, but it does. Just not the kind of parachute you would think of. First, how does a helicopter fly in the first place? Like with an airplane, there are four forces that interact with the helicopter to keep it in the air. Thrust is the force that lets helicopters move through the air, forwards, back, and side to side. Drag is the force that resists movement. Meanwhile, gravity, or weight, tries to pull the helicopter down. To counter it, lift is the force that pushes upwards, allowing it to fly. So just like a plane, a helicopter needs an airfoil to generate lift. An airfoil is something with a curve on top and a flat bottom. One of the main theories about how this works is like this. Air moves faster over the curved top, creating low air pressure, while air moves slower under, creating high pressure. This is called Bernoulli's principle. The difference in air pressure generates lift, allowing the airfoil to rise. By spinning rapidly together, the four blades change the air pressure above and below the rotor, creating lift. But there's an extra factor that a helicopter needs to keep in mind that a plane doesn't. The spinning blades adds a new force to the mix: torque. Torque is the tendency of a force to rotate the object it's pushing. In the helicopter's case, the spinning blade will eventually cause the helicopter's body to rotate as well. The helicopter will become unstable. So how does the helicopter make sure it flies straight? That's what the second rotor is for, and why every helicopter has one. There's two main kinds of secondary rotors. There are the tail rotors, which are positioned vertically on the helicopter's tail. They create a force that pushes in the opposite direction that the main rotor spins in. The second type is a horizontal secondary rotor. It can be placed directly under the main rotor or on the end of the tail of larger helicopters. The blades of the secondary rotor spin in the opposite direction to the main rotor. Both types counter the torque of the main rotor, ensuring the helicopter continues to fly in a straight direction. But what about thrust? How does a helicopter move forwards, backwards, or to the side? By tilting the helicopter's main rotor, or the helicopter's entire body in a certain direction, it changes the amount of lift being generated on the other side. Now, the lift being generated by the helicopter is uneven. This pushes the helicopter in the direction it's tilted towards, allowing the helicopter to control its movements. This is also what gives helicopters the maneuverability that planes don't have, allowing them to navigate tight spaces or land precisely. Helicopters can lift off and land vertically, meaning they don't need long runways to lift off. They can access small spaces that planes can't. They're also capable of hovering or flying in place. This means they can load or unload cargo without having to land. This feature is especially crucial in rescue operations, in case someone needs medical evacuation in a remote area. It does have its downsides though. Airplanes are capable of flying much higher altitudes than helicopters. Commercial planes stick to heights of about 40,000 feet, while helicopters can only go up to about 10,000 feet. This is because air density is much lower at high levels of the atmosphere. When the air becomes too thin, the helicopter's rotor blades generate less lift. The helicopter would fall. So, what happens when a helicopter's engines fail? Would it drop like a rock? No. Have you ever tried playing with the pinwheel? When you blow at the blades, it starts to spin. In the same way, a falling helicopter can angle itself to maximize the airflow through its rotor blades, causing them to spin even without an engine. This is called autorotation. Remember how spinning rotor blades creates lift that pulls up the helicopter? Even if it's the airflow from the helicopter falling that makes the rotor spin, it still generates lift. The pilot drops the collective lever, which controls the pitch of the rotor blades. Lowering it makes the blades go flat, producing less drag as it rotates in the air. The blades turn much faster, which generates lift, which slows the helicopter's fall. It's like a parachute made of metal and wind. Just as the helicopter is about to hit the ground, the pilot must pull the lever back, pulling the helicopter up. This will let it land on its feet. The worst thing passengers will get, hopefully, is just a bad scare. There is only one case where a helicopter falls like a brick. Its rotor blades must stop spinning. There's nothing to slow its fall. It will crash. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. What do you think? Has this spooked you off of helicopter rides, or do you want to give it a try?